If you think there's nothing to do in Newcastle and Lawrence County, then think again. Always stay connected to NCTV45 to receive the information on events going on in and around the area on a daily basis. Programs to view are Newswatch, The Morning Show, and Community Happenings. NCTV45 takes pride in bringing you the event and organization info that you want. NCTV45 is the #1 media source locally. NCTV45, anytime on your time. Broadcasting from the greatest castle in the world, in the county of Lawrence, NCTV45. NCTV45 Newcastle, The Train. Everyone's talking about NCTV45. Internet television the way you want it. Your #1 media source serving Newcastle, Lawrence County, and globally. NCTV45.
Today's program furnished by funding from Bill's Bake Shop, where smiles are everywhere.
If you're craving hot dogs and more, and you're in the area, then look no farther than Coney Island, downtown Newcastle on Kennedy Square.
When you have legal issues, Paula Chalella, Attorney at Law, 113 North Mercer Street, Newcastle.
Entrusting your loved one to a funeral director is a very personal and emotional decision. The funeral director you choose must understand the importance of the decision you have made. When you call the William and Roger DeCarbo Funeral Home, I recognize what a privilege it is to be chosen at your time of need. We will provide you and your family with the best service possible, with sincerity and compassion.
The William and Roger DeCarbo Funeral Home, family owned and operated since 1941.
Broadcasting from the greatest castle in the world, in the county of Lawrence, NCTV45. NCTV45 Newcastle, The Train.
Good morning, Newcastle, and a very pleasant welcome. Hopefully you have your first cup of coffee as I put mine over there. A little crowded, but I decided to do a couple things because, well, we're going to get right into it. I turned the TV off yesterday. If you weren't aware, and other media sources in Newcastle, there were no press releases or anything over the weekend. Nothing out of Harrisburg, nothing out of Washington, D.C. And it was just terrible. Not that there weren't any press releases, that nobody's willing to tell the truth. And here's what I perceive, and I'm going to get to that. I want to tell you, it's cold out. They say not available, but I'm going to tell you, early this morning when I was getting my coffee, around 32 degrees, and it was like a rain, snow. There could have been an icy spot here or there. Just be careful. As I've perceived in the last few newscasts, the people that usually are heading off to Pittsburgh aren't heading there. Now, this has to do with a lot of my open here, so just bear with me. I know that people like me to go a little bit faster, but I'd like you to understand what's going on more than just a mishmash of stuff. Okay, first of all, I watched way back before this election and all these other things became an issue. The difference between the BBC and American journalism. Here was the difference. The BBC envelops the story. They tell you both sides. Here in the States, we like to give it a wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, and get it out. And people are a little bit perturbed when you envelop both sides. So let's talk about, there's only two stories, folks. You either talk about Corona or you talk about the election. Let's use a little analogy, a little parable to talk about Corona. Maybe you heard the story, and forgive me if I don't get it exactly right, where there were two brothers. And every day they would go to see the trains. And they would look over the fence. The one brother got hurt, got sick, something happened. And from that point on, he would take his brother and hold him up so that he could see the trains. Somebody asked, will you never get to see the trains yourself? And he said, well, I get to see the smile on my brother's face. With the coronavirus, here's what we have. Quite literally, we have people, a 95% rate getting better. But yet, the media goes to the dark side of the story and says, oh, we got this many people getting sick. People are getting better. Yesterday, they put out that there was 2,440. And of that, 531 patients in intensive care. But they don't tell you the age of the patients. So then when you go down into the rest of the story, 13%, under 49, only 36% in an age bracket. Okay? The people that are getting sick have pre-existing conditions. Why are we addressing this? Instead, we're making it political. Well, let's see how we're making it political. And you know, bear with me here as we talk about the situation. Here you go. The governor of Philadelphia he discusses work of COVID-19 regional health collaboratives to strengthen long-term care facilities. Well, he already knows the problems in the long-term care facilities. Are you kidding me? And then he turns around and does that. That's what's being discussed with fake news. Then he says, okay, because, you know, you have to, if you're going to do fake news, you got to give somebody something to feel good about. Pennsylvania awards school safety grants to over 150 school districts. Oh, wait, let's check his numbers. 5%, 13 to 18. Now, 1% is 24. So 100 kids in 500 school districts may be sick. Think about that. In all the school districts, all the students in Pennsylvania, 100. Now wait, just hold on a second. He knows that it's in the long-term care facilities. He knows we have a vaccine. However, Governor Wolf must play the party line. What's he sitting on? Small business monies, stuff for the people of Pennsylvania. Because as long as he does that, he has the power. And then where does he ship the money off to? Philadelphia. He must be an Eagles fan. So what does he do? Rather than the parable that we talked about, the story, putting a smile on those without the pre-existing conditions, allowing them to work, allowing them to get some money, allowing the economy to go. The Democratic governors have chosen, and this Comrade Wolf, the early warning monitor dashboard update. Well, positivity up at 9.6% of the 59 counties with substantial transmission. Is he thinking he's talking about TV? Maybe he thought he was a TV director. After all, Joe Biden thought he was running for the Senate. People catch the flu, they get rid of the flu. The Chinese virus is out there. A vaccine is being distributed. And Comrade Wolf still trying to shut things down. He goes on. 21 notices of violations, 228 compliance checks. Where did the violations come from? The Pittsburgh area, the Williamsport area, where there's fracking. Oh, Comrade Wolf, your party doesn't want to shut down fracking. Just ask Okie Dokie, Joe Biden and Harris. Are you shutting down fracking? Okie Dokie. Are you shutting down fracking? No, Okie Dokie. They're giving you the Okie Dokie, and they're telling President Trump, who is still president, that he should resign, that he should concede, that he should quit. Are we looking at making the younger generation happy during this holiday season? No, I don't think so. What are we doing? Well, it seems as though we're trying to twist things politically so they just turn out our way. And we're pandering for 2024. Oh, yes, we are. Because the sooner they get this under wraps, the quicker they can give Joe Biden credit for the vaccine, curing people, when it really all happened under Trump's watch. Just pay attention to this, because their headlines tell you don't even have to read the whole thing. Their headlines tell you everything. PA Council on Aging, Interactive Health and Wellness Guide for Older Adults. If we have the interactive guide for older adults, why are we locking everybody down if they're the most susceptible? Older adults, I listen, I was at a couple senior centers, and they said, the older adults today, they're not the big band era older adults. They go to the doctors, but they golf, they'll hit a tennis ball, they'll go to the swimming pool, they do things. Well, if you're older and you should wear a mask, then wear a mask. If you're in a crowded situation, wear a mask. But if you're sitting on your front porch by yourself, you don't need a damn mask. If you're older, you can order those groceries, those goods in. It's getting ridiculous. And this man is going to be the person responsible in Pennsylvania for the problems. He can't pass it off to Donald Trump. Remember, let's talk about old crazy California. There's no such thing as illegal drugs. That's on that governor. The governor has control of their states, as long as they don't break the Constitution. important to remember, a little thing called the Constitution. Jeez, oh man. And I had a guy told me, well, that's an old piece of paper. Well, it's the whole foundation of the country. And ask England about the Magna Carta. For those of you who don't know, that was the transition from royalty to them having parliament. That was in 1620. That's a little older than the Constitution. But I wouldn't expect anybody to know history. The Department of Health, November 1st through the 7th, updated its COVID-19 investigations, contact and tracing, monitoring effects. Pennsylvanians are urged to call. Now, let's go back. When in history did not Pennsylvanians, when in history did governments urge people to report on other people? Mao Zedong in China, the Great Awakening. So anybody that had a different idea, he made sure they were killed. Stalin in Russia, now then the Soviet Union, now Russia, he did it. And if you think not that long ago, if you need something, Putin's rival just mysteriously died a few months ago. Go ahead, check the history, because I don't want you to get all confused. Putin's rival mysteriously poofed. Oh no, we can't blame them on communism or anything. How could we do that? Folks, you have to really look at what's happening so that you understand what's going forward. And don't make yourself sick about it. Chris Sonata won another term. You've got plenty of representatives. Send them a Christmas card that says, hope you're backing Donald Trump. Get those people that voted for Trump to do a mail-in to all these other people and tell them you won't forget. It'll be very, very telling how quick they turn on the leftist group. And then you have to ask AOC, why did she flee to her country if she was really wanting socialism? You know, I'm all for let's have an AOC fund and send her back so she can enjoy the socialism she left. If that's what she enjoys, you know, if somebody enjoys pizza, I'm not going to tell them to eat cheeseburgers. By all means, have what you enjoy. Today, Tuesday, November 17th, 6 p.m., Mike Kelly having a town hall, open enrollment night on Medicare. So contact his office for that information. Now, we have a lot more here. Some current events, things coming up on the election or on the post-election. And I don't want to just keep rolling on. I need to get a drink of coffee and get myself straightened out. So it's time to go to sports, and we'll be right back.
The Cedars Restaurant in Newcastle wants you to indulge in the food from their pleasing menu. The Cedars features Mediterranean, pub food, Middle Eastern cuisine, and so much more. They're open every day, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Call the Cedars on the east side at 827 Addis Street, Newcastle. 724-658-9543. That's 724-658-9543.
Hello and welcome to the Cedars Sports Corner Report. Mid-American Conference football on Tuesday. The Akron Zips taking on the Ohio Bobcats, Bearcats. You got it. And Kansas State will take on Bowling Green. Miami of Ohio will take on Buffalo. That will get you through your football Tuesday. And go to Cedars, get some great food, cold beverage, and enjoy the games. Now, we're going to take this break, and we'll be back with a whole bunch of stuff right after this timeout.
This program furnished by Sporting Goods, 23 East Washington Street, Newcastle. Call 724-658-2535.
This program sponsored by Penn Ohio Bottled Water Company. Brian Ches, owner. Call 724-498-4760. Brian would be glad to visit.
Hi friends, I'm Gary West, and whether you find Augustine's Pizza at your local grocery store, well, the folks at Augustine's Pizza hope that their pizza is always your first choice for any and all occasions.
Allie's Upper Crust at 1700 Highland Avenue has a full menu: pizza, roll-ups, salad, soup, sandwiches, strombolis, dinners. They are just great for dine-in or take-out. Don't forget to give them a call at 724-652-7553. It's Allie's Upper Crust. At Delicios. Look at this sandwich. This is lunch, and I didn't want to overdo it, but I had coleslaw before. This sandwich, absolutely excellent. Cajun chicken, but their menu is so huge, and I'm going to show you all your friends that you knew from the old place. They're all here, so make sure you stop. They're open from 7 to 9. It's Delicios in downtown Newcastle. We are back, and it's cold out, folks, and I'm not at all sure why the National Weather Service doesn't have a temperature up there. I think now they do at 35. earlier this morning we had snow flurries. So if you weren't ready for that, wee doggy. We're talking about enveloping stories, and I think I put it out there with COVID. There's only two stories. There's COVID and the election. And the Democrats have tied them together. The Democrats would have you believe that nothing happened under Trump and that everything is bad, nothing is good, and that's just their way. Now, we were talking this morning, and you know, if you watch and hang on the news, keep in mind that growing up, we used to have a half-hour news. My dad would come home from work, as many fathers did. There would be the newspaper. There was either a morning paper or an evening paper, the newspaper. And then there was a half-hour local, half-hour national. In the morning when you got up, those morning news shows weren't as powerful. And in the night, in the evening, late evening, 11 o'clock, they give you the local news and then off to the Tonight Show and the little test pattern screen. Today, it's news all the time, and if you spend your time listening to it and you're not informed, it could really mess you up. But if you can listen to it and leave it, and listen to it and leave it and reason, then you know what's going on. Now, this man, who really doesn't get it. He's the governor of Philadelphia. He's done nothing in his tenure here for the West that we can quote. He's against fracking at all levels, and he doesn't like energy independence. Why? Because that's the party line. So, with that question, mitigation efforts in place are vital to stopping the spread. He goes on to pander. Once again, you just said over here that it's in the nursing home. Well, Governor Wolf, we have a vaccine. The vaccine is coming out. Your percentages don't play. So, would you be the brother that would look over the fence and let his other brother stay in the wheelchair? So often the Democrats talk about pushing grandma over the cliff. Here they're pushing the younger generation over the cliff. Isn't that remarkable? Isn't it a remarkable thing that this is the way they perceive things? So, then they put out, now, It isn't his election. Some fake news. Trump retreats from key claims in Pennsylvania suit. Just on, minutes ago, on IMAX, was the fact that he wasn't retreating. So why, Governor, are you not worried about Pennsylvanians? Why are you worried about the president? Oh, wait. Just to confirm what I've told you, the governor of Philadelphia, why do I call him the governor of Philadelphia? He just copied the Philadelphia Tribune editorial. Trump's baseless claims of voter fraud in Pennsylvania. Not true. Just ask the sheriff who wouldn't enforce the court order to let them in. Right there, there's breaking the law. And what did you do, Governor? You didn't go after the sheriff, did you? You just sat back and went, let's throw some more stuff at Trump. Listen, I'm only reporting this, not like liberal, conservative. I'm only reporting this as the BBC would have reported it. Giving you the whole story, not just your favorite parts. So, the voter fraud allegations, what do they say? Eyewitnesses saw batch ballots where 60% of them had the same signature. Eyewitnesses say they saw a batch of ballots scanned 5 times. Eyewitnesses say 35 ballots counted that were not connected to a voter record. Witnesses say they saw poll workers making ballots with no mark for candidates. Look, I'm not going to keep reading these, but they're not baseless claims. They have eyewitnesses. So we put our stuff out on the conservative social medias as well as the others. And this is posted at Nctv45.com. Therefore, one group can't control the message. Governor of Philadelphia. Let's go to weather. 35 degrees, 89% humidity, winds from the west at 5 miles an hour. Barometric pressure 29.98, dew point 32, visibility 10, and the wind chill 31. You bet your bippy, it is cold. And when you look at the local radar, this is out of Cleveland, pretty clear. And Pittsburgh, just as clear. So, therefore, let's get to Lawrence County 45 weather, and we'll be back.
My name is Brittany. I have suffered with depression for 15 years.
My name is Sam, and I've been experiencing depression for over 12 years. This is the first place I will always recommend for somebody to come if they're suffering from depression or anxiety or any kind of problem like that.
Easy Clean Car and Van Wash, where your clean wash is our goal.
Run it again at Lindy's Lunch. Run it again with hot dogs, fries, burgers, and much more. For the 2-point conversion, try those daily specials. Run right in and you will score at Lindy's Lunch. For the game, just right for lunch, or anytime. It's Lindy's Lunch. 2402 Wilmington Road, Newcastle.
BSB. Big Shot Bobs are the wings for me. 50 flavors, make it right, you see. BSB has sandwiches you have to try. Stop in and you'll know why. Every day of the week you see. Call or stop in to BSB. Big Shot Bobs will be your favorite place, just like me.
Hello and a very pleasant welcome to Lawrence County 45 weather. And wow, after last night's rainy, snowy mess of 33, how is your Tuesday looking? You know, folks, radar clears some stuff up near Cleveland, not going to really bother us. As you look at the national map, really clear. Just all kind of clearing the whole way through. So, what does that mean for your forecast? And don't get all excited. Here you go. Last night, rain, snow, 32. Now, as you get moving about, that stuff will dissipate. We're going to get up to a cloudy high of 42 today, with wind gusts as high as 25 miles an hour. So it's going to be a little bit raw in the morning, and then as you get to the afternoon, you just won't feel right the whole day. No, I'm not going to candy coat it. If you're out and about walking around. Tuesday night, mostly cloudy and 28. Wind gusts as high as 21 miles an hour. So that gets your Tuesday out of the way. Your Wednesday, much better. Sunny high of 42. Wednesday night, partly cloudy, low of 27. Cuddle alert in order. Your Thursday, mostly sunny, 57. Thursday night, partly cloudy, 42. So it gets better on Thursday. Your Friday, partly sunny, high of 59. Friday night, mostly cloudy and a low of 41. Your Saturday, partly sunny, a high near 60. Saturday night, mostly cloudy, low of 45. And then your Sunday, mostly cloudy, a high of 61. So as this last bit of the week comes, you're okay. But Tuesday and Wednesday, I'm not thinking so much. Now, this was Lawrence County 45 weather. We're going to take a break and hear from some people who would like to hear from you.
great dining experience.
Hello, friends, and it's Los Amigos. Let me tell you what, great food. Whether you get the chimichangas, enchiladas, tacos, whatever you get, you're going to love them. The nice, friendly atmosphere. Stop by. Tell them NCTV45 sent you. It's Los Amigos sponsoring this program.
Today's programming is brought to you by NCTV45 and NC Radio 450, Newcastle's community television station.
This program sponsored by Lombardo's Apothecary, located at 1230 South Mill Street on the south side of Newcastle.
At our law firm, we see you. Come see us at lgkg.com.
Special thanks going out to Town Mall Pizza for sponsorship of this program, located in the Cascade Galleria, Newcastle.
There's more than meets the eye. You gotta give them a Newcastle a try. The right small town for living. Look around.
Well, we're back. Now, for those of you, and I know there's got to be some that are out there going, how does this fit in to a community television station? Well, let me explain. With the novel coronavirus and the shutdown of everything, and then its eventual politicalization of it, it has affected our youth, our 20 and 30-year-olds, our 40 and 50-year-olds, and the senior citizens. Their ability not to do anything or control that has been exercised by the state has been totally ridiculous. It has hurt our economy here in Lawrence County, as well as Mercer and Butler. Their fake news has allowed a panic to be afraid of the virus rather than letting people do what they would. And thus, making life during this holiday season very, very difficult, to say the least. So this station has to speak up when there are these misguided facts that do not tell you everything. Now, in order to ease the pain, we've put together the 45 Days of Christmas, which every day features 2 or 3 bands, a dance studio. Today, I believe it's Mohawk, Shenango, and one of the dance studios in town. Yesterday, it was Union and Newcastle's band. It was Holy Spirit Parish's concert on the weekend to just try and refresh during this holiday season. Well, the Hoyt has gotten involved, And they're making an attempt, drive-in style. You can go to Cascade Park and see the traditional lighting of a Christmas tree, meet and greet Santa. They're going to have pizza and different refreshments, or you can watch from the comfort of your living room on Facebook. And we will continue to bring you those flashbacks of those parades and all that stuff moving forward. Not to mention Sunday worship service and Holy Spirit Parish, which does a little thing every day to make these times a little bit easier. If you feel like you need something different, Barbara J. Cruz's Tree of Lights winter public schedule, November 27th to December 13th. Click on, go to newconyoutLake.com. There's a Tree of Lights boat tour. You can call 814-382-RIDE. 814-382-RIDE. It costs $15. We'll give you a little different perspective. And when you call them, tell them that you heard it here on Nctv45. That might be a nice thing to give a try. Stay informed. Discern between fake news and real news. It's the most important thing. You need to do it, but don't obsess of it. As Hannity says, let your heart not be troubled. I found that came out of the Bible somewhere. Now make sure you tell a friend and have a friend tell a friend about Nctv45. They'll be glad you did. And when they say, I don't watch a lot of TV, you tell them that Nctv45 is available anytime on your time. He has a train that runs on your schedule. That's Nctv45. Always in the pursuit of excellence. Now, make sure that you're careful out there, snowy, icy, cold. And make sure you get that second cup of coffee and have a super day in what I call the greatest castle in the world, in the county of Lawrence. Have a great day, everybody, and we'll see you again real soon. Mass up, check us out for weather, sports, and a whole bunch more. And parades.